Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. We're in chapter 8 now, Canto 1. And Mother Kunti's prayers, very interesting. Let's start with Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Jai Gopijana Vallabha Jayo Giravardhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jayo Giravardhari Shodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana Shodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Bol Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Staptam Yena Bhutre Samrupa Akadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishmsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajim Sadvetam Savadutam Krishna Setam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shiva Shakhanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Din Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastate Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavan Eshwari Rishabhanu Sutta Devi Pran Mami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatu Priyascha Kirpa Sindhuvevacha Paditana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo 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 Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasdi Gaur Bhakt Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Mukam Kroti Vachalam Pangum Layate Grim Yat Kirpata Madashi Gurundin Taranam Brahmananda Madam Shirtaneshwaram Hariyam Tassat Narayam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jamaduriyat Nasta Presha Pradeshu Nityam bhagavata-sevayā Bhagavati-utam Shlage Bhakti Bhakti Nestaki Hare Krishna. Wonderful. Okay. So thank you once again for joining. We will just share. Okay. Wonderful. Hope you can see that. So Shlok 1 Suta Vacha Atha Te Samparatanam Swanam Udkam Ishchatam Tatum Sankarshana Gangayam Puraskritya Yuhu Istriya So Sutta Avacha, Sutta said, thus the Pandavas, some pretanam of the dead, swanam of the relatives, udakam water, ichitam willing to have, datum to deliver, sa Krishna along with Draupadi, Gangayam of the Ganges, Puraskritya putting in the front, Yayahu went, Istriha the women. So Sutta Goswami said, thereafter the Pandavas desiring to deliver water to the dead relatives who had desired it, went to the Ganges with Draupadi, the ladies walked in front. So Srila Prabhupada explains, to date it is a custom in the Hindu society to go to the Ganges or any other sacred river, take bath when death occurs in the family. Each of the family members pours out a pot full of Ganges water for the departed soul and walks in a procession with the ladies in the front. The Pandavas also follow the rules more than 5,000 years ago. Lord Krishna, being a cousin of Pandavas, was amongst the family members. So they were all following, even Krishna, they were following this custom. So it's explained that family is allowed to grieve. In the Garuda Purana, it's described that when the soul leaves, the soul is taken to Yamraj. It's a lengthy road. You got a body that is more subtle than the gross body, so more subtle than what we have now. Whatever you offer in the meantime, for example, if you offer water to the Ganges, the departed get it. The Ganges is considered to be the vein of the universe form, which reaches the departed soul. So everything here is described in the Vedas, in the scriptures, and they are like all meaningful. There's a meaning, they can be explained in a meaningful way. Even like when we offering jal to the moon, people would laugh that moon is up there and you are here, but there is a system to it. There's a subtle system to all these things. To do that, it's not it's not a whimsical process. That there is a way, according to Shastras. Now in 2, te nini yudhakam sarve vilapya cha vrisham punaha apluta hari padabja raja putsarij jalle. They, all of them, Ninya, having offered Udakam water, Sarve, every one of them, Vilapya, having lamented, Cha and Brisham, sufficiently, Puna again, Aplutaha, took bath, Hari, Padabj, the lotus feet of the Lord, Rajaha, dust, Put, purified, Sarit of the Ganges, Jala, in the water. Having lamented over them and sufficiently offered Ganges water, they bathed in the Ganges, whose water is sanctified due to being mixed with the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. So the pastime of the Ganges came from the toenail of the Vamandev. We allow the family to grieve for a few days, but later you pacify them by communicating the truth. Anyway, so yeah, we all know how Ganges came when Vamandev, he pierced through the coverings and the water came down from the spiritual world. Tatrasinam kurupatim dhitrashtaram sahanujam gandharim putra shokratam pritham krishnam cha madhava. So Tatra de Asinam, sitting Kurupatim, the king of the Kurus, Dhritarashtra Saha Anujam, with his younger brothers, Gandhari, Putra son, Shok Artam, overtaken by bereavement, Pritham, Kunti, Krishna, Draupadi, Cha, also Madhavaha, Lord Shri Krishna. They set the king of the Kurus, Maharaj Yudhishthir, along with his younger brothers and Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Kunti and Draupadi. all overwhelmed with grief, Lord Krishna was also there. Krishna, his family is there, is watching everything. Doesn't matter how much Krishna protected the Pandavas. You bound to get something, or you have to pay some kind of price in this this bloody battle. 650 million people died, and there has to be some price to pay in the process. So the battle of Kurukshetra was fought between family members, and thus all affected persons were also family members like Maharaj Yudhishthira and brothers Kunti, Draupadi, Subhadra, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari and her daughters-in-law, etc. And it's shameful that so the battle of Kurukshetra was fought between family members, and thus all affected persons were also family members like Maharaj. So people die from the same family. This is the thing. They're all connected to them. All the principal dead bodies were in some way or other related with each other. And therefore, the family grief was combined. Lord Krishna was also one of them, as a cousin of Pandavas and nephew of Kunti, as well as brother of Subhadra. The Lord, therefore, was equally sympathetic toward all of them, and therefore he began to pacify them befittingly. Yeah, so the loved ones were lost. Didn't was from Dhritarashtra side or the Pandav side. They were all loved ones, and there was a loss on both sides. It doesn't matter which side the casualties were. Santavyam as munibir hat bandhun shuchar pitan puteshu kalasya gatim darsyan na pratikriyam. Santavyam as pacified Munibihi along with the Munis present there, Hat Bandhun, those who lost their friends and relatives, Suchapitan, or shocked and affected, Bhuteshu, onto the living beings, Kalasya of the Supreme Law of the Almighty, Gatim, reactions, Darsyan, demonstrated, No Pratakriyam, remedial measures. So, citing the stringent laws of the Almighty and the reactions upon living beings, Lord Shri Krishna and the Munis began to pacify those who were shocked and affected. So the stringent laws of nature under the order of the Supreme Personality Godhead cannot be altered by any living entity. So the laws made by God cannot be changed. The laws we make in the land, they can be adjusted by the living entity, but the laws of nature, the law of Krishna, they cannot be changed. The principle has to remain. Detail can sometimes change a little bit, but the principle has to remain. The living entities are eternally under subjugation of the Almighty Lord. The Lord makes all the laws and orders, and these laws and orders are generally called dharma or religion. So that's how we know them. No one can create any religious formula. Bona fide religion is to abide by the orders of the Lord. The Lord's orders are clearly declared in the Bhagavad-Gita. Everyone should follow him only or his orders. And that will make all happy, both materially and spiritually. And these laws, they are eternal laws. It's not like Krishna changed them at some point or something. They're eternal laws. As long as we are in the material world, our duty is to follow the orders of the Lord. And if by the grace of the Lord we are liberated from the clutches of the material world, then in our liberated stage also we can render transcendental loving service unto the Lord. In our material stage, we can see neither ourselves nor the Lord for want of spiritual vision. But when we are liberated from material affection and are situated in our original spiritual form, we can see both ourselves and the Lord face to face. So mukti means to be reinstated in one's original spiritual status after giving up the material conception of life. Therefore, human life is specifically meant for qualifying ourselves for this spiritual liberty. Unfortunately, under the influence of illusory material energy, we accept this spot life of only a few years as our permanent existence and thus become illusioned by possessing so-called country, home, land, children, wife, community, wealth, etc., which are false representations created by Maya, and under the dictation of Maya, we fight with one another to protect these false possessions. By cultivating spiritual knowledge, we can realize that we have nothing to do with all this material paraphernalia. Then at once we become free from material attachment. This clearance of the misgivings of material existence at once takes place by association with the Lord's devotees, who are able to inject the transcendental sound into the depths of the bewildered heart and thus make one practically liberated from all lamentation and illusion. That is a summary of pacifying measures for those affected by the reactions of stringent material laws, exhibited in the forms of birth, death, old age and disease, which are insoluble factors of material existence. The victims of war, namely the family members of the Kurus, were lamenting the problems of death, and the Lord pacified them on the basis of knowledge. So Krishna pacifying them by reminding them of the temporariness of life and how it's just a short period, of attachments and life cycle they're going through. They have been through so many life cycles, doing this again and again, and this is just one snapshot of eternity. And there should not be so. There has to be some grief. We have to go through the motions, but not be so attached that it's the end all of everything, because this is just one of the cycles of our material existence that we're going through, and birth, death, old age, and disease are part of the material existence, and they happen again and again. And the main thing is to get out of this cycle, avoid going through this grief again and again. And as the human body, with the best which has the highest consciousness compared to the animals, trees, insects, there's the opportunity there, and that's where the energy should flow. That's what we should be focusing on, not about our attachments to this wealth or family. So Srila Prabhupada explained that stringent laws, it says stringent laws here means they cannot be changed. Those who follow Krishna, follow the laws, will be happy. Who don't follow these laws will be unhappy. There is no alternative to happiness. So the happiness lies in following Krishna's instructions. If we follow Maya, then we'll definitely be deceived, and we will, within that temporary happiness, we will also find dissatisfaction as well, because that's a duality that Maya offers. It can offer you a quick fix of happiness, which is actually illusionary. It's a shadow of happiness, and then it will also offer you stress as well. It comes combined. There is no way out from that. Ye sparsha bhoga dukkha evate. So whatever you attach to will give you a lot of happiness, but the same thing will give you a lot of distress as well. That is the system of this material world. That is a law of this material world. And in text 5, Sadhi tvajata vajat shatro swam rajyam kitave hritim gataita vasato rajnaha kachsparsha shatya yusha. So sadhyayitva, having executed Ajat Shatraho, of one who has no enemy, Swam Rajyam, on kingdom, Kitavahi, by the clever Duryodhan and party, Hritam, usurped, Gatyai, for having killed, Astha, the unscrupulous, Rajna, of the queens, or Rajana, Kach, bunch of hay, Sparsh, roughly handled, Shat, decrease, Ayusha, by the duration of life. So the clever Duryodhan and his party cunningly usurped the kingdom of Yudhishthir, who had no enemy. By the grace of the Lord, the recovery was executed, and the unscrupulous kings who joined with Duryodhan were killed by him. Others also died, their duration of life having decreased for the rough handling of the hair of Queen Draupadi. So that's the law. If you do wrong, you pay the price. In the glorious days, or before the advent of the age of Kali, the Brahmanas, the cows, the women, the children, and the old men were properly given protection. The protection of the Brahmanas maintains the institution of Varna and Ashram, the most scientific culture for attainment to spiritual life. The protection of cows maintains the most miraculous form of food, milk for maintaining the finer tissues of the brain, for understanding higher aims of life. So they are given what these represent. The protection of women maintains the chastity of society, by which we can get a good generation for peace, tranquility, and progress of life. So if we don't give them protection, then the opposite will happen. Right? The protection of children gives the human form of life its best chance to prepare the way of liberty from material bondage. Such protection of children begins from the very day of begetting a child by the purificatory process of Garbhadan Samskar, the beginning of pure life. So it shows how important it is to protect these individuals. The protection of the old men gives them a chance to prepare themselves for better life after death. And plus, the old men, they have so much experience, they have so much wisdom, and they have so much to offer the new generation, because they have already been through this, they have been through the process. They can explain the pitfalls. We look up to our elders for guidance. That's what they're there. So children, elderly, women, the brahmanas, the cows, they all have to be protected. And Krishna recommends that all these individuals are protected by the strong, and the people who are strong and who are in control, who are governing, who are running, managing, they should be giving protection to all these individuals. And this is what the kings, the saintly kings, that's what they did. They even gave protection to the trees and the animals as well. This complete outlook is based on factors leading to successful humanity as against the civilization of polished cats and dogs. The killing of the above mentioned innocent creatures is totally forbidden, because even by insulting them, one loses one's duration of life, as we have seen with Duryodhan. Showed no respect for the elders, no respect for children, no respect for women. So basically it's showing that how they misbehaved. And in the age of Kali, they are not properly protected, and therefore the duration of life of the present generation has shortened considerably. In the Bhagavad-Gita, it is stated that when the women become unchaste for want of proper protection, there are unwanted children called Varn Sankar. To insult a chaste woman means to bring about disaster in the duration of life. Dushasan, a brother of Duryodhana, insulted Draupadi, an ideal chaste lady, and she was family as well. It's not like he just picked up somebody from the street. She was like his sister-in-law, and he misbehaved with her, and therefore the miscreants died untimely. These are some of the stringent laws of the Lord mentioned above. So it's amazingly how Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Srila Prabhupada is explaining, is in detail the dangers of misbehavior, and how the society can be ruined by if you don't take into consideration in detail of all these aspects, how the imbalance takes place. So just some background. Brahminical culture is protected by Iskcon. They are the head of society. Cows are exploited for food, war, and so this is like current situation, and how Iskcon is also trying to help. Cows are exploited for food, war, and famine. From protected cows, you get pure milk. From exploited cows, you get diseased milk. And you go to supermarket, there's so many varieties of milk now, and then when you're seeing a bottle where it says 25 pence back to the farmers, support the farmers. So so in return, we get better milk. Otherwise, people, especially in business, they will try to cheat or try to maximize, not necessarily cheating attentionally, but to try to maximize their profits so that they will make the cow suffer, and a suffering cow is going to give diseased milk. By protecting the chastity of society, there are the cheaters and the cheated, and so it's important to protect the chastity of society. So Garbhadan Samskar, 50 rounds before conceiving, protect children from abuse, respect and support the elderly. These above 5 categories must be protected, otherwise you get reactions. So not only is society ruined, becomes imbalanced, you get reactions anyway by abusing any of these, whether it's brahmanas or the elderly or the children or the cows, like that, and the women. you get reaction because we, like I said, that if you are in the situation where you are running or you are in control, then if you don't follow your duty, then you will get reactions for that. Okay, so if you like, we can leave it here and maybe discuss a little bit. Hare Krishna. So it's very interesting points being made here, just at this chapter 8. And before we move on to Kunti Mata's prayers, so this gives us sort of an introduction, just a reminder of what's happened. Actually, why things have gone pear-shaped and gone in turmoil, and why there's so much grief, so much loss has occurred. It's all due to disrespect, isn't it? Disrespecting these 5 categories. And the Duryodhana party, they demonstrated that, and they showed the aggressions. We discussed the aggressions early on, and now we're talking about how they abused all these categories. And Krishna, he wanted to get rid of these people, because really there was no hope for them. The only way was to be merciful to them, was to get rid of them. And there are 650 million people killed on the battlefield, uh, just to cleanse. It's like a cleansing process by God. So yeah, but having said that, those people killed, they left families and children behind who would suffer. But Yudhishthira Maharaj, he promised, and Krishna was confident that Krishna will be their parent, their guardian, and he will look after all the. He's the emperor of the world, right? So he would make sure that there's a welfare state. Welfare is provided for all the families. They're all looked after, and everyone who died, their families will get compensated, and they can live a comfortable life, and their children can grow up in a nice environment. This is what Yudhishthira Maharaj, this is why they wanted Yudhishthira Maharaj in power, so he could, his Dharamraj, he could give satisfaction to all his citizens, and they were happy under his rule. So thank you so much. Swashi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. And you can imagine, like if you lose somebody in your family, and how you feel. So there are so many people, they lost so many people, and how they must be feeling the feelings. And then Lord Krishna was there, to pacify them. And to the Kauravas and Pandavas, and Krishna was very affectionate towards Pandavas. And you might think why he was affectionate towards Pandavas, because Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita, Samoham sarvedeshu name deshti na priya bhajanti tumam bhaktya mayete tu tapyaham. I envy no one, nor I am partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, and is in me, and I also a friend to him. That's why Krishna was, because Pandavas were devotees of Krishna. And Krishna treated Ashwatthama, Kauravas, Pandavas equally. But he took special interest in Pandavas because Pandavas were devotees of the Lord. That is the main reason. And they followed his instruction. Whatever Krishna, they leave everything to Krishna to decide. That almost that like surrendered. They were surrendered to Krishna. They won't do anything without Krishna's consent. So Krishna was on their side. And then they were following the dharma. Dharma is a duty. You can call duty, you can call law. And it is made by Krishna. Law, there's now in the material world, they've got different laws. But Krishna, they've got different laws. And which is in Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna has described different dharmas in Bhagavad-Gita and Shastras. And nobody can change. Krishna's law, nobody can change here. But when you after leave your body, the law will be the same. You love Krishna's law. Dharma is it's a very word. What's your duty? Like when we think, what is the dharma of a flower? The dharma of the flower is to give smell. The dharma of the water. So everybody got some dharma, not only human beings, animals, trees, everything, they've got duty. Krishna's made that way. It's very fascinating. Yeah. And our dharma is eternal, actually. We call it Sanatana Dharma, that is eternal dharma, and that is render transcendental loving service to the Lord. And that is a law, duty. If we don't do that, what will happen? We'll fold. We'll fail to do. If we fail to do that, we'll have defeated birth and death. That's our punishment. That's why we are all punished. That means that we didn't follow the rules or dharma of Krishna, what we want. So though we have got birth and death. And there are so many dharmas, like we've just discussed, protecting the cow, brahmanas, women, children, elderly people. And as Josethama, he broke the dharmas, and all the Kauravas that broke the dharmas, the duty of what Krishna laid down the dharma, they all broke it. So that's why they're suffering. And the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging the duties prescribed by the Supreme Lord for his satisfaction. And that will make us happy both in material and spiritual world. That means if you follow the Krishna's rule, then we'll be happy, not here, but spiritual world as well. And our duty is to follow the law of the Supreme Lord in material world. And if by the grace of the Lord we are liberated, we can do the transcendental loving service of the Lord also. So after liberation, we carry on with the devotional service. That means if you are doing now, if you haven't done now, so when you won't be liberated, then you can't carry on with the service to the Lord. And people, they say about the religion that I'm Muslim, I'm Buddhist, I'm Hindu, and I'm Christian. But Prabhupada mentioned, but there is one religion. There is one religion for everybody. You don't have to, but they are anti-identifying themselves with the body, the name, the name. But our religion is to render transcendental loving service to the Lord. That is one religion. Religion or duty or law, whatever you call it. And association of the devotees are very, very important, like we are associated now. And to achieve the goal of life and to follow the instruction of Supreme Lord. Because in the Bhagavatam and Bhagavad-Gita, there's all the Krishna tells us what to do. Devotees of the Lord in Bhagavatam tell us what to do. So while the association we can discuss, we can read, and we can achieve the goal. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you. Pundikaksh Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Hare Krishna devotees. Please accept my humble obeisance. Yeah, I mean, any customs, understanding, please correct me. So, any customs given in Vedic scriptures or given for a specific purpose and then you followed. And Yudhishthira Maharaj is showing us an ideal person by following those customs. So they all went to deliver their ancestors, but before that they want to purify themselves by taking a dip in River Ganga. And Mother Ganga, coming from the lotus feet of Krishna, is so pure, and it is the effort of a king called Bhagirath, who actually requested for Mother Ganga to come down to the earth so that he can purify his ancestors. And there's a lot of story behind this and how it came actually. There was a king called Sagara, and he was performing, I think, Rajasuya Yajna. So he did 99 sacrifices, horse sacrifice, and he was about to do one last sacrifice. And as we know, like Indra is the one who already gets scared if anybody is going to take his position. So he hidden the horse, and then after that, King Sagar actually sent all his sons to get the horse back, and the horse was found next to Kapila Muni, and Kapila Muni was destroyed by them. So Kapila Muni got angry, and because of his eye power, they all got burned. And after that, in their Vamsha, Bhagirath came, and Bhagirath came to know this is what happened, and he specifically requested Mother Ganga to come so that his ancestors can be delivered. So that same thing is being followed by Maharaj Yudhishthira to deliver all the people, and they went to take Mother Ganga to get purified. Um, and I was listening to one of the class, and Prabhuji mentioned on Canto 7, chapter 10, text 48. Narada Muni tells Yudhishthira Maharaj that you're all very fortunate because Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is living like a common man in your palace. So we can see here Krishna is always there. Even when they went to get purified by taking a dip in Ganga, Krishna was there, consolidating them and giving them a peace. So Krishna is always there with them in both good situation as well as a bad situation and guiding them from beginning of the time. And um, nature laws are very stringent. They cannot, nobody can surpass the nature laws. Everybody has to face the consequences. Duryodhan and team, they destroyed Mother Draupadi and they got punishment. We have Ashwadhama who tried to kill the last descendant of Pandavas. He was punished by Krishna severely by taking the gem from his head and making him um, madman, such like that. So anybody has to face the consequences. Nature laws are very stringent. Nobody can escape them. But as Sarveshwar Mataji was saying, every human has a dharma, and our dharma means that which cannot be detached from us, and our dharma is to always serve the Lord. Jivera Swarupa Nishna Krishna Das, eternally we are servants of the Lord. We have to serve the Lord and worship the Lord. And one of the point which Prabhuji in mentioned in the last purport is actually it is mentioned that killed by him, that Duryodhana and other team, all the other people are killed by him. Him means Krishna there. So I heard this one time that Yudhishthira and Bhima and the Arjuna, they were saying to each other that I killed many people, or no, I killed many people. And so they went to Babrik. Babrik is the another person who watched the war. So there are two persons. One is Sanjay and another is Babrika. And this they asked Babrik that who killed you? Tell me, like you tell us because you have seen the war. You tell us who killed many people. And he said, I have not seen any one of you killing anybody. I have seen Krishna who is actually doing this. Krishna is the one who has done everything, but as Krishna said, you be Nimitta Matra and take the credit of doing this war on behalf of me. So it is not done by anyone, it's done by Krishna himself. And to clean the world, he comes and he does this without even we notice it. That's what Krishna is. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Shaina Prabhu. Yeah, I mean, all the personality, all the individuals, they were already marked by Krishna to be killed. And he even said to Arjun, didn't he, that I've already killed everyone, so don't think, you are going, out of your way to kill anyone. Krishna likes to glorify his devotees. He says, just take the credit. I've already done it. Everybody's already marked to be deleted. They all be deleted. It's like cut and paste. Everybody gonna be cut here. So you just take the credit of pressing the button. That's what you have to do. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hari Kiran Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. I think just to follow that up, just to say, be aware, be conscious of the will of the divine. And in that way, we can then realize that it is not me, you, or I, but the hand of divinity that performs the good and the bad that exist in all walks of life. War, famine, floods, tsunamis, COVID, you name it, are not coincidental. These are a form of Kurukshetra. These are a method of annihilation. This is a form of the natural order of the world. This is a way of, painfully as it is, because there are people who we have seen have been affected by tsunamis, COVID, etc., floods, famine, pestilence, war. It's all under the control of the divine force. And we have to submit to the laws of nature, the laws of God, the laws of Vedanta, the laws of the Vedas. And if we don't realize that these are eternal and these are the laws which will liberate us, then we will not get mukti. We will continue to have the repeated cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. And the laws of God are far superior than the laws of Maya. One's liberating, fulfilling, blissful. The other is annotated with grief, anxiety, and bewilderment. It's up to us to choose. It tells you very clearly, now it's up to you. I've told you everything you need to know. It's up to you. If you want to be a murak, that's fine. If you want to follow the laws that are governed within our shastras, then it's the way for mukti. And you can see that what happened was this was following the death of the 5 little children. They went to conclude the ceremonies and the rituals that go with the final rites. They're not arbitrary. They are very carefully and scientifically worked out. So this will help the soul be liberated with the divine. The soul has to be taken up to Yamraj first in the spiritual world, or by Yamraj, and then the necessary directions provided to return, to go higher, to go wherever is determined there. And, you know, these are not just very arbitrary texts. They're very, very clinically, scientifically thought through. And we mustn't be whimsical about it. If we embrace it and embed it in our lives, then they become a part of our liberating dimension. If we forget them, or if we whimsically only take it partially, then the clutches of Maya will definitely tie us down to mundane worldly possessions of tinsel and trash. Choose what do you want, the bigger picture or the greater picture, or the one where the Lord opens the door for you, or do you still want a 56-inch color TV? Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, Yamraj, I think he's more like in the hellish planets rather than the spiritual world. So we don't actually get out of this material world until we satisfy Krishna to go, to go out of this universe. Otherwise, this prison we are stuck in here, not for eternity, but for we've been here for a very long time, and we will be here for a very long time unless we abide by the stringent laws. There's laws that we need to. This is why we need to know the laws. We don't even know the laws, do we? We don't know what the laws are, but ignorance is not an excuse. Like Srila Prabhupada gives example of a child putting his hand in the fire. He's ignorant, he doesn't know for the first time when he puts his hand there what he's going to do, but he knows next time. But ignorance is not an excuse. He will still get burnt. In the other yugas, there was the fire would discriminate, would take into account who is going to burn, but especially in the Kali Yuga, it will burn no matter what, child or grown up or animal or bird, whatever, it will burn. So it's important that we know the laws, stringent laws of God, of nature, of the elements. Yeah, we definitely need to know this. Thank you, everybody. Savi Prabhu? Okay. And I think Mataji is just listening today. Prabhu Mataji is listening only. And Radharani?
Hare Krishna, everyone. My pranams to all of you. And start of a new chapter. And the learning continues for all of us. And to know that the Ganges is always sanctified. It's coming from the toes of the Lord, from the dust of the Lord, lotus feet of the Lord. It's coming. So Ganges is forever pure, and how much importance it has in our lives throughout our lives, from the moment we take birth and the moment we leave this world. So again, Lord has taken care of everything for us during the life, after life, and beyond life. And how Lord is pacifying both sides. He is related to all of them, and God is using is offering his Santvayam. I think this is Santvayad or Santvayam. The word was used in the fourth shloka. That is the tool. Sympathy is the tool, and he was also giving the darshan. He was giving the philosophy to cure. So the Atma Tattva Gyan. So this shows that the God gives us the problems, it gives us the the pain, and God also gives us the relief from the pain as well. He's got everything for us. And another thing which stood out for me was the words in the purport in the fourth verses purport, the words of Srila Prabhupada. How wonderful Srila Prabhupada writes the purports, the choice of the words. That amazes me. He uses the insoluble factors of material existence for the Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. The insoluble factors. I would never even think, even if I was thinking that I'm going to pen down a novel or write a piece of literary work. Amazing. Not just Prabhupada had a mastery over the Shastras, but also over the prose. And he made the purport sound like a beautiful, beautifully woven garland of words. Amazing. And yes, these five categories who have to be protected, who have to be looked after, mentioned in the last verse. We discussed today, verse 5. It is so important, isn't it? They said that the cows are happy. When the cows are happy, the society is happy. This is how Mahabharata started, isn't it? How Dharma, the bull and the cow, the Mother Earth personified, how they're talking to each other. So how important it is to keep the cows happy. But unfortunately, due to Kali Yuga, the things we see around us are in a different way. There are certain big names who are advertising, food products using mother cow. It's a shame. This is the society we are in now. So how important it is for us as practitioners of Krishna's teachings, that we have to try in our own subtle way convince these teachings to our family, at least, if not everybody else in the society, because charity begins at home, as they say. And how we have seen that how by troubling a woman in a family, the downfall of a family came. So everything is put so nicely, to easy to understand, and to know that how one can progress in one's life, how one can progress back to Godhead. There are rules, regulations, and set codes which one has to follow. If you don't follow, you are going to completely go away from your destination. You, instead of going back to Godhead, you will going back to the lower planet Lok. So yes, and this continues, and Yudhishthir being called Ajat Shatru, that was also something which stood out for me, because I remember that in history we have read Ajat Shatru, in Chandragupta Maurya's time. But to know that Yudhishthir is also called Ajat Shatru because he had no enemy. So amazing, amazing. So thank you, Srila Prabhupada, again for making these discussions so easy for us, that we can, with your help, Srila Prabhupada, we can understand and discuss these amongst us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Yeah, and we see now current situations that trees, environment, rivers, different species, they all have to protect it. The species become extinct if if we don't protect them. It breaks the chain. So these, how many things have to be protected? We give no protection. We don't even try to protect ourselves, right? We just abuse our own bodies. Never mind protecting women, children, elderly, brahmanas, cows. We don't even protect ourselves. We leave ourselves open to abuse, mental abuse, to physical abuse, and we abuse ourselves by eating, drinking the wrong things. So this is the symptom of Kali Yuga, and hopefully by discussion, by studying the Vedas, we can at least ourselves try and put things right for a little small environment, or according to our capacity, do what we can. So thank you all so much for your wonderful inputs, and we'll continue on Monday to discuss this very, very sweet Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. This has so much to offer, and we only just started chapter 8, and there's so much things we have learned, and it is full of nectar. So thank you all so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Go Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.